Story number 7. In the top 2 stories that made us in the meter this week. How prepared was California in the midst of wildfires? Now we looked at. I can look at this story, and there's been some things happening in California. There's been but this keeps happening. Some people blame it on global warming. I believe it was Daniel Turner says that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez basically telling her that this may just been a dereliction of duty rather than climate change. So they're now saying that these wildfires could have been prevented, which is this. I think what's happening is story number 7, and the reason why it's in the top 2, because this has affected a lot of people's well-being who live in California. And now they're starting to point the finger, as we often see in this culture of capitalism, of the representative democracy in the United States. People start to point the finger and say this could have been prevented, this could have been stopped some way. But you look at these natural disasters, and you'll even hear from religious circles saying Sodom and Gomorrah, God is punishing America. These are natural discussions that people usually have. But the reality is that the sun is hot. California is hot. There's a high probability that if something catches fire, you have all this brush around you. There's a high probability that something is going to catch on fire. And that's the reality of the situation. Now, what we're looking at is 8,000 acres that burned overnight. You can look at natural human behavior sometimes, and you ask the question, why would people do something like this? Now, there was a big threat of fake firefighters who were looting. This is according to some officials. This is what's happening. Smoke, power outages. This is farmers hit hard. And then you have good people who do good deeds like John Cena pledging $500,000 of donation to first responders. So you see this story and what it really brings out in the world, and why it would make it to the top 2 stories is because when there's a natural disaster, what I've learned is that there are some people who look at it in the logical sense, they help out, and there are some people who sit on the sidelines and all they do is talk about who did what did what, climate change. Folks, the reality is that there are people who are hurt. Some people have probably died of these fires, firefighters battling the fires on the front lines, and there are people risking their lives to help out others. Then you may have what they call the wealthy camp, where the rich sit in their castles while the poor burn. This is all talk, and these are actual normal human occurrences that happen in every natural disaster. We've seen it with Hurricane Katrina when the levees broke. The fact is, the levees broke, the communities got flooded. Some people say, oh, well, God was punishing them for voodoo and Mardi Gras. If this were the case, if it is the case, and this is why some people, the way they start thinking, this is why human thinking, human behavior is so off balance and so polarized sometimes, is because of stories like this and things that happens like this. These are definitely good talking points, and this shows you why natural disasters stay on the radar and why people, most importantly, need to be informed. This is why story number 7 is in the top 2 for that one legitimate reason, is because it keeps us informed on the reality of the situation. Hopefully, I can stir up some money that I barely have. And they will probably be taking contributions. Then you'll probably see stories about what the contributors are doing with the money. This happens all the time, and this is why story number 7 is a wake-up call. It definitely enlightens us, and it definitely brings us back down to earth. Here in the Mediator with me, Brian West, where I'm showing you that there are people in need of help, Americans. This may be your time, if you're a hero, if you're a helper, to see what's happening, to see how you yourself can get knowledge on wildfires, get knowledge on the climate, pollution, understanding what's happening, making the earth a better place. You may be an environmentalist, a philanthropist, and this is why story number 7, I've given my time to it and put it into the top 2, because this is what makes us better human beings. It gets us to understand sacrifice. Some people are just It happens in every community. And this is why story number 7 is an important story. If you want to be a contributor, I thank you for tuning to the Mediator. If you want to be a contributor, like I said, this is why I take contributions to put back into the community, and this is why I do what I do. I'm in here every week going through story after story, navigating the news, staying in the middle from left to right. So if you want to be a contributor, help out. It doesn't take much. METHOD, the number 8, INC.com, Method80.com. You can buy something, click on something, watch something, read something, or just sponsor a program. Your contribution goes to stories like this, research, getting people dreams so they can fulfill those dreams, giving them something to do in this life. Like I said, I rarely see the majority, most of the money, if it's not my own money, I put it back into the community. I put it back into stories like this, doing what I can as a productive citizen. So if you yourself want to be a contributor, help out anyway, it doesn't take much. METHOD, the number 8, INC.com, Method80.com, where you can buy something, click on something, watch something, read something, or just sponsor a program. Constantly reminding you that I'm just a mediator, watching the pendulum float from or go swing from the right to the left. I stay in the middle. The news, the journalists, the people on the front lines, they deserve most of the credit. I just navigate, giving you the stories that you need. So if you want to be a contributor, it doesn't take much. METHOD, the number 8, INC.com, Method80.com, where you can buy something, click on something, watch something, read something, or just sponsor a program. Every little bit counts.
If you need help, then dial your operator.
Have no fear, fellow citizens. The Mediator is here.